Good morning. We're going to make a frittata today. I want to show you the ingredients that we're going to use. We'll use some Mexican shredded cheese, but any kind is fine. A can of Rotel tomatoes, about 10 eggs for an 8-piece frittata, chopped up onions, and just because I had some leftover pepperoni and some cheese, I went ahead and chopped it up, but you really only need the onions. And then there's the diced tomatoes that have been well drained and pressed to get all the water out, as well as some fully cooked turkey sausage that we have defrosted. So we'll go ahead and start by sauteing the onions. And the pan that we use has a lip that flares out, which technically just makes it easier to get the pieces out. So a little butter, a little olive oil, and we'll start sauteing the onions. Just sauteing the onions, going ahead and adding a little bit of salt. As you can see, the pepper's already in the onions. We're just going to saute them until they're slightly translucent. You can also see it's kind of a rough chop. You want to be able to taste the pieces of onion in the frittata. And just cook them until they're almost done, and then we'll go ahead and add the next ingredient. All right, so I think we have the onions done about as we need them. So let's go ahead and add the rest of the ingredients. So I've got about 10 eggs. I'm going to go ahead and add our salt to the eggs as well, and a little bit of pepper momentarily. But go ahead and scramble your eggs. I sometimes add a little bit of water, but in this case, since we're using tomatoes and they have some water content anyway, I think we'll not add any water. You can see I have the defrosted sausage crumbles in the back. We're going to add the diced tomatoes, and I'm going to go ahead and add in some cheese, and we'll mix it all together, and we'll stir it into the frittata that's already cooking. Okay, so as you can see, I've got all the ingredients added to the eggs. So really, it's the ingredients I've chosen to add are the sausage, the onion that's in the pan, and then diced tomatoes. I went ahead and added in some chopped up cheese I just happen to have, but otherwise I reserved the cheese until the end. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to the onions that are just finishing sauteing. And as you can see, I went ahead and sauteed a little bit of pepperoni, but just because we had it. So scoop in all your ingredients, and you basically want to stir this frittata on the stove until you have what's kind of like a scrambled egg consistency before we put it in the oven. You want to have your oven preheated to about 350 degrees, and I'm going to cook this on medium heat, and you want to keep stirring the frittata mixture until, like I said, you have a 2/3 done scrambled egg consistency. We'll be right back. So as you can see, we're at a 2/3 done scrambled egg consistency, and I've just stirred it all around so that nothing is stuck to the pan. So as you can tell, it's a little bit wet still, and that's exactly how you want it. So I basically just kind of get it all level, and then we're going to go ahead and add some cheese to the top and pop it in the oven. So I just dump whatever kind of cheese you want and spread it out with your hands so it's evenly distributed. If you want to get really fancy, you can always dump some paprika on the top. I should say sprinkle some paprika on the top. There we go, and we'll just put this into a preheated 350 degree oven. I typically cook them 10 to 15 minutes, depending on what it looks like at the 10-minute mark. And then we'll make sure it's done and see how it looks. Okay, so hopefully our frittata's done. Let's give it a shake. It looks like we're good. Nothing's jiggling. So we'll go ahead and let it sit out. I like to let it sit for just about 5 minutes before I cut it to let things set. And as you can see on the edge here, it sort of forms its own crust. So let's let it sit for a few minutes, and then we'll cut a slice and see how it looks. Okay, the frittata has sat for about 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead, cut it in half, and cut a nice triangle serving piece. You see how it comes out of the pan nicely?